One of the mitzvos of Purim is, of course, the mitzvah of Mishloach Manos, of sending gifts to our neighbors. As the pasuk in Esther Perek Tes writes, Al Kain, HaYehudim HaPrazim HaYoshvim Ba'arei HaPrazos, and the Jews at the time that were in the cities, Osimes Yom Arba Asar L'Chodesh Adar, they made the 14th day of Adar a day of Simcha U'Mishteh, the Yom Tov U'Mishloach Manos Ish L'Re'ehu. That it was a day of happiness, of rejoicing, and of a suda, of a meal, and Mishloach Manos Ish L'Re'ehu, and sending gifts one person to their friend. Now, when one looks at the wording of the pasuk Mishloach Manos, it is written in the plural. However, what is plural is the word manos, which means gifts, which is why the Gemara writes that the minimal obligation is shtei manos leish echad, that it is only to one friend. It is ish l're'ehu. It is a singular person. That the obligation is only to send to one person, but it must be two gifts to one person, as opposed to matanos lavyonim, which is one gift to two people. Based off of the wording of the pasuk, the obligation for shalach manos is two gifts to one person. Now, what is the purpose of giving shalach manos? So there are two basic assumptions, two basic explanations what it may be. On the one hand, some explain that it is meant to increase this reyos, increase friendship and unity within Klal Yisrael on this day of Purim, where unity was so essential. However, and some offer an alternative explanation, which is that it is to ensure that every single Jew has food necessary to fulfill their obligation of Seudas Purim. So it is a means to really fulfilling that obligation. In terms of how much one give, as we mentioned, the primary obligation is to give two gifts to one person. However, the Rambam writes that it is appropriate that one should increase as much as possible. Whoever can do more than this minimal obligation of two gifts to one person, that is praiseworthy according to the Rambam. That is true in most years. However, when it comes to this year, due to COVID, Rabbi Rees, Shlita, and others have already paskin that one should rely on the basic obligation of two gifts to one person for this year, and put whatever additional funds they have available that they would have otherwise spent on shalach manos to give to matanos le'evyonim, which the Rambam typically writes anyway, that one should increase matanos le'evyonim more so than shalach manos. Additionally, one final note, in terms of the delivery of shalach manos this year, if one is uncomfortable delivering hand to hand, then there is no problem leaving it at the doorstep for the recipient, as long as they know who it is from, whether that is via a text message or a clear marking on the shalach manos itself. But it should be very clear that who is delivering the shalach manos to this recipient. Have a great day.